The supreme art of war is to subdue the enemy without fighting. This is a quote from Sun Tzu in the famous Art of War. And this episode is about negative marketing tactics. Not to do them, but if you want to be a nasty marketer, it's important to know that they exist. So I'm going to be talking about two of these tactics. One, negative SEO, which means SEO to get competitor sites either deranked or just having a lot worse rankings. And then, oh my God, and this second one is really scary. It's getting either competitor URLs banned from Reddit or competitor brand names banned from Reddit. And I came across, this has always been something that I knew existed, but actually hearing firsthand experiences about the negative Reddit stuff, it is heartbreaking stuff. And it's just important to know it exists. I don't want to perpetuate doing these things, but if you want to be a good marketer, you really should know that this is possible. And I'll talk about some protections as well throughout the episode. So the first thing, negative SEO. And I'm going to start this with an experiment. This is in the 21 SEO Experiments article that I always share. It's negative SEO, how you can but shouldn't harm your competitors' rankings. It's experiment number 16. And it says, there is no questioning. Negative SEO is possible. In 2003, Google changed its stance from saying there's nothing a competitor can do to harm your rankings to saying there is almost nothing they can do. Where Google is concerned, a small change like this is a pretty big deal. So the question arises, how easy is it to affect a site's ranking negatively? Tasty Placement conducted an experiment to determine just that. In an attempt to harm search rankings, Tasty Placements purchased a large number of spam links, which they pointed at their target website, poolcleaninghouston.com. The site was relatively established, and prior to the experiment, it ranked well for several keyword terms, including pool cleaning Houston and other similar terms. A total of 52 keywords positions were tracked during the experiment. They bought a variety of junk links for the experiment at a very low cost. 45,000 comment links, anchor text pool cleaning Houston, cost $15. 7,000 double-tiered forum profile links, anchor text pool cleaning Houston, cost $5. Sidebar blog links on 4 trashy blogs yielding nearly 4,000 links, anchor text pool cleaning Houston, cost $20. The total cost a whopping $40. Over the course of 2 weeks, the cheap junk links were pointed at poolcleaninghouston.com. First the comment links, then the forum profile links, and finally the sidebar links. Here's what happened to the rankings for Pool Cleaning Houston. The batch of comment links had no effect at all. 7 days later, the forum post links were placed, which was followed by a surprising increase in the site's ranking from position 3 to position 2. Not what was expected at all. Another 7 days after that, the sidebar links were added. The result? Kaboom! An almost instant plummet down the rankings. Aside from the main keyword, a further 26 keywords also moved down noticeably. So it seems it's pretty easy and cheap to destroy a competitor's rankings if you were so inclined, which I know you are not. Whilst Tasty Placement's experiment leaves some questions as to the true cause of the ranking drop, repetitive anchor text or links from bad neighborhoods perhaps, it does make it clear that negative SEO is real and really easy to do. Now, you might hear this and think, okay, that experiment was a while ago. Does this still work? Personally, I saw it happen in 2022. A friend's site, it was relatively new, but it was a competing site to another well-known company. And this new site, it was getting a good amount of traction, and it was hit with a ton of exact match anchor text backlinks. And it made the site lose a lot of its rankings. Then in 2023, an SEO friend had a fintech client. That client had a competitor buy lots of exact match links, lots of them, and the competitor lost tons and tons and tons of rankings. And even 2 months ago, there was a thread on the SEO subreddit with a few people saying negative SEO happened to them. The thread is called, Does Negative SEO Exist? And this is one of the comments that I wanted to share. Somebody said this happened to me recently. Thousands of links from hundreds of spammy domains, but they used the anchor text that I was already using. It's like they were trying to make it look like I was purchasing all of these links. Luckily, I noticed them quick and disavowed them, but it still seems to have hurt some pages. Generally, though, the consensus within this thread is that it's a lot harder to do in 2025. But when it is done, it's usually done with an abundance of exact match anchor text. And it's not that the links themselves are so spammy. It's that the behavior looks very, very manipulative. What's the best protection for this? It's not to disavow your links. It's not to disavow links that you think are bad. I have an entire episode on the risks of doing that and why you generally shouldn't do that. So that episode is called Should You Use Google's Disavow Tool in 2025? That's episode 678 of this show. But that's not the best protection. The best protection is to have a good organic backlink profile. So it requires a lot more effort to make it look like you are trying to manipulate Google. If you have a lot of great links from lots of places, it takes more work and effort to make you look manipulative. So be active marketing and building real solid links. And I have tons of episodes on how to do that. But have a holistic, natural backlink profile. That's the best way to protect yourself against negative SEO. And if you are trying to manipulate Google, don't get a lot of exact match anchor text links. That's where you get into trouble. All right. And these negative Reddit tactics, this is bone-chilling stuff. So this was shared on the SEO subreddit by Website Catalyst, who is a top poster on the SEO subreddit. And I've shared Website Catalyst stuff before on this show. So he said, when I just started out on Reddit, I was self-promoting very aggressively, even on this subreddit. I was pasting my website URL everywhere, and truth be told, my traffic shot up for a full 3 days. Then Reddit banned my domain. This was a year ago. My domain is now so banned, I cannot even use it in DMs. I do, however, see people posting their website links on Reddit, and Reddit is not banning their domains. So there must be some acceptable tolerance/ratio. Reddit Answers claims a 9-to-1 ratio, so from my understanding, you are allowed to post your domain every 9 answers you give. Does anyone have any insights or experience regarding this, please? This ratio, how much promotion is acceptable on Reddit? Not a sub like SEO that has a 0 promotion policy. A lot of people were saying, yeah, the 9-to-1 rule is kind of real, but it's not official. But it's really you. If you're sharing your link or you're sharing your business, you don't want it to seem like overt self-promotion. Honestly, the best way to do it is to probably if you want to do it safely, it's to just have it as your name. So Joy Hawkins came on this show a couple of episodes ago. She's very well known in the SEO space. That was episode 804 of this show, Local SEO in 2025. Great episode. And she just posts as her name. And she posts all the time in the SEO subreddit as her name. And that ups her awareness. That ups her top of mind awareness. And that's a safe way to do it. But it gets even crazier. Somebody commented on this thread and said the trick is to mention the brand name and not the actual domain. And then Weblinker, who is a moderator of the SEO subreddit and somebody who I think posts a lot of quality, he said, oh, we catch this and we can permanently blacklist them. We have 35 brand names or so that are blacklisted. So it's pretty crazy that this exists. The thing is, if you think about things rationally, of course that stuff is going to exist. Of course there are going to be moderator tools to ban domains and to ban words. Of course those tools are going to exist. Why wouldn't they? But actually just hearing story, I had this happen to a friend. It was in 2018, so it was a while ago. My friend had a crypto company. He was posting in the ETH Trader subreddit, and his domain and his brand name was banned because he was so aggressive in self-promotion. But I saw the posts that he was making. They were flat out just so aggressive. But hearing it happen to Website Catalyst, who really is a top commenter in the subreddit, it's crazy. And then hearing it happen with brand names, honestly, the best protection against that, I would say if you see something like this happening, flag it to a mod right away. If you're worried that this is happening to you, flag it to a mod and say, ban this person. This isn't me. And I don't want my brand name blacklisted. I don't want my URL blacklisted. But I thought these things were crazy. wrapping up with the quote that I started with, the supreme art of war is to subdue the enemy without fighting. Just knowing this stuff exists can be protection enough, but hopefully you never have to use any of this, or you don't do any of this, and this stuff doesn't happen to you. That is everything that I wanted to share with you on this episode of the show. This is episode 829 of my daily digital marketing podcast. 829 days in a row doing this podcast. Thank you so much for watching. If you watch this on YouTube, if you listened on Spotify or Apple Podcasts, thank you so much for listening. I will talk to you again tomorrow. Bye now.